What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the show. Here we are again. We're going to watch some Thursday night football. Panthers versus the Bears. Two worst teams in the NFL are playing each other. But this game here has some sentimental value to it because the Panthers were Bobbitt's favorite team. So we're going to watch it. It is what it is. Rayshawn and Tim will be joining us here in a little bit. Heather will be in a little bit. She's working with Wendy, getting her birthday party invites together. Her birthday is in 17 days, but we're celebrating it a week after her birthday because her birthday falls around Thanksgiving. So that's what we're waiting for. So I'm watching the game right here, so I shouldn't have too much of a issue trying to we all picked this game. We're all picking the Panthers just because that's something that we used to do. I do not. This team is not very good. I personally think the Panthers drafted the wrong guy. And he's proving that he should have been the first pick by the way he's been playing, and I'm talking about CJ Stroud. Not saying that Bryce Young isn't worth a first round pick. I just don't think he was the guy. Okay, well, good luck to your appointment. It's probably just wax buildup and it's hitting just right where it feels plugged up. Both Heather and I and all three of us have been fighting this really weird cold. I haven't gotten the bulk of it, but I got a really bad sinus headache the other day and it was killing me. So let's get back to this game. I personally think that Panthers have a chance to win this game with how bad the Bears' defense is. It's going to be a close game, but we'll see. I'm going to next week get back into actually doing the power rankings. I think it's long enough into the season where we can do the power rankings. So I'll bring that back next week, and we're also going to do our picks this week. I have the wheel. It is completed. I just need to do it. We actually already spun the wheel, and I think the wheel game was actually this one. So we aren't really spinning the wheel this week. So we might spin the wheel for like the random game. I haven't quite decided yet. So we'll see what we have here. Bryce Young and this Tyler Badgett, I've only watched him play a little bit. I'm not sure what I can get out of this, what this kid has. He didn't look too good last week from what I seen. So
Turn them over so you can see what numbers are fucking on them first and foremost. All of them.
So I'm just sitting here watching what they're showing me. They're showing me two young quarterbacks. Both of them are rookies. Panthers just have. I think Bryce Young. I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. I don't know if he can make all the throws. He hasn't proven that he can. I just think C.J. Stroud is better. I think that they made a mistake and should have drafted him first because I think that the Panthers would be in the situation that the Houston Texans are in. And if they aren't, I think that they could put the pieces around him and they'd be pretty good. So that's what I'm seeing. We'll see though. These guys are young. I've seen players not be as bad as they were. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm muted. I like Kirk Herbstreit, but I cannot stand Al Michaels. Al Michaels, he doesn't do it for me. He had that. The only thing he's remembered for, to me personally, was the Olympics. That was a pretty good called game. That's probably the best thing he's ever done, as far as sports announcing. I watched the Packers last week. They looked pretty good. Defense looked better than it's been all year. I was happy to see that. They still got some things to work on. They're still not going to win as many games as everybody thinks. I'm not saying this is a turnaround. I can tell you who my number one team in the NFL is, and Heather will love me for it, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, hands down, are the best team in the NFL. I know the Eagles are 8-1, but they just aren't playing a complete game right now. If I was to put Baltimore up against Philadelphia right now, I think Baltimore would beat them. That's personally where I'm at with it. But we'll get into that. I think what I will do with the power rankings is the top 5. I'll let everybody pick their top 5, or we can vote. I actually have a better idea. We can do like a ballot thing, and you rank them, and then we'll figure something out. So all 4 of us will vote, and then we will add up the points, and then we will go from there. And if there's a tie, we'll debate it, and we'll go from there. They're doing the national anthem right now. I think that the Panthers have the right coach in place in Frank Reich. So, yeah. This game is in Chicago. It's a little chilly up here. This is a perfect fall weather day around here. Wasn't too cold, but it wasn't too hot. It wasn't warm, but it wasn't too cold. I love those kind of days. It's probably around 40 something, 45, 50 today. So, yeah. So we got that. I was gonna say if this game is in Carolina, then it'd be down by one of the posts down there. Either Fort Bragg or the Air Force base down there, and I can't remember what it is. It's not Fort Bragg anymore. They changed the name. Fort Cerveceros, I think, is what it's called. I can't remember. They changed the names of them. And the good thing is they changed them to... they either did something with the military or they were in the military themselves. So I don't mind the name changes. Just as long as it's not changed to Fort Floyd, because then I'd lose my shit. But it's just me. Because he never served in the military. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. How is everybody doing? It's okay here. It's been in the 60s and had a bit of a sprinkle of rain today. Rain here last night, I think. Or no, the night before. And then it was sunny today, but I like fall. Fall is my favorite time of year. Favorite holiday. Fall is my favorite time of year. It has three of my favorite holidays, and then so I for me personally, I don't mind the 50-degree weather. It's just on Christmas I want snow. There must be snow on the ground. Now last Christmas for us was a little touch and go. We didn't have hot water in the kitchen for 2 days, I think it was, because the pipes were frozen because it was really cold. I hope it doesn't get that cold here again this year. I'm sure it will, but I think I know what to do just in case it does. Get that cold, because it got really freaking cold. It got like minus 50 degrees here. All right, so we're getting ready to go. I don't know who's kicking off. I'll try to do all that stuff. I don't mind it getting dark. It just tells me I need to go to bed. But so just waiting to see who the All right, it looks like Carolina Panthers have either won the toss or Chicago won the toss or Carolina deferred, and then Carolina deferred, or Chicago won the toss or Chicago deferred. I don't know what. This kid's just got to settle down. He's got to stay within his game. And what's up, Boto? How's it going, man? He's got to stay within his game and be that. And I'm talking about Bryce Young here. He's got to relax, let things happen. Don't try to overdo it. Just play within yourself. Don't play outside of what you can do. I see a lot of young quarterbacks doing that. They try to play above what they can at that particular time. All right, so the Bears kick off. They return it to the 10, 15, 20, 24, 25-yard line is Scott up to about the 24.5-yard line. Nice return. I don't know why, when it goes into the end zone, why they do a return. The ball comes out to the 25 anyway. This Tyson Bagent, I'm not sure that I think he's that great. Everybody's saying, I think we found our quarterback of the future. You have not. Justin Fields is your future, if you're a Chicago Bears fan. It was a pretty good play by Chicago right there. Gain of about 16 yards. Excuse me. So it looks like they're going with a no back set. Nope, they have a running back. But they have a running back as a wide receiver on the... Okay, that is just really bad. Okay, that play call... if you're going to run that kind of play... I'd run DJ Moore and do that, and I'll explain myself. DJ Moore is a big kid, and I think he could play. I think they've used him as one of those utility guys. He's really good at it. But you bring two running backs onto the field, I don't understand that. And then you're trying to run probably like a gimmick play. I don't like that call at all. I would have just run it out of that. That's what I would have done. We'll see what Chicago does here, though. They're really iffy for me. Chicago is one of those teams that... I don't know, man. They're one of those teams that they've become the Bengals and the Browns of the 80s and 90s. Well, the 90s and 2000s. Bears haven't been good for a long time.
Rachel said he just left work.
Oh, that's fine. And these are the things. I'm just waiting for Heather to get back here, and so I gotta take care of some business. So that pass there, that's a bad read. Three guys in that one spot, defenders. You don't make that throw. You don't make that throw, man. Punt goes into the end zone. Good punt. All right, so we're going to see Bryce Young for the first time. This is the first time I'm actually watching this kid play. I watched him play in college. Didn't really watch him play in the NFL. This is the first time I'm getting to see that. I don't know why he's yelling at everybody. If that's motivation, whatever. I'm just giving him a hard time on this. Now that right there, Carolina just ran a play that Chicago ran, but they ran it with a wide receiver. You run it with a receiver that you can use as a utility guy to a certain, like a Deebo Samuel type. Chicago or San Francisco runs that play all the time. They'll run that play, and it'll work because Deebo Samuel is a wide receiver. Smart decision to throw the ball away. So I see Chicago just. This is gonna be one of those games where I don't know how well either team's gonna do.
Where'd you put the baggie that these were in? I see it. I can't. Just don't interrupt me.
Way to step up into the pocket. This kid can run. I think he picked up the first down on that. And then I'm having connection issues. It might be Prime Video. I had this issue like 3 weeks ago. I'm back, I think. We'll see. Just give me a second. It's not on my end. I think it's NFL's end. Or the stream's end, because everything's running fine on my end. The internet was running really weird here yesterday. So 2nd and 11.
Last Thanksgiving, my family flew away to visit my grandma. Clifford had to stay home. Our neighbors took care of him.
Got him into a third and manageable deal in there.
He thought about his own family, his father, his sisters, Bonnie and Claudia, his brother Nero. They all live in different places. Most of all, Clifford thought about his mom. He decided to spend Thanksgiving with her. She lives in the city. Early Thanksgiving morning, Clifford started out. It was easy. There weren't many cars. But as he got near the city, there were a lot of cars.
You got a bunch formation at the bottom, single coverage up top. This kid can run. There you go. There you go. Good decision with the ball. Nobody open. Take off and run with it.
There were no cars on it. It had all stopped. Clifford wondered why. Soon he found out it was a drawbridge, and it was opening right under Clifford. Oh no, poor Clifford.
So far he's made some good decisions. Stepping up into the pocket.
It was wet and cold. He didn't want to get back on the highway. There was one other way.
Well, he's still looking downfield, and you don't see that.
Dark and narrow. Suddenly there was a roar and a bright light in Clifford's eyes. The train stopped. People inside were as surprised as Clifford was. He couldn't turn around, so he pushed the train back to the
Again, I think Carolina really has something. And it's nothing against Bryce Young. I'm not saying. I just think that I thought coming out
Clifford saw her.
that C.J. Stroud was just a little better.
He climbed up to look around. He could see his old neighborhood. He could see his mom's home. He jumped down and started walking. Thanksgiving parade was blocking his way. Clifford usually likes
There you go. You got
but he was in a hurry.
little bit of a touch issue on that. Got to be a little bit better on that, but
He was home.
good play call. The play calling isn't bad. I like the play calling by Carolina right now. It's looking pretty good. You just gotta.
But he wound up in the game. At last he found his mom. She was happy to see her little boy. Her owner was happy too. He served them a nice
Put a little bit too much on that. Not that he whipped it hard, but he just put a little too much on it.
But I kept thinking about Clifford. I wondered if he was thinking of me. He was. He loves his mom, but as soon as he could, he hurried home. So did I.
Smart decision. Not making bad decisions. If nobody's open, just get rid of it. Punt the ball.
They are stickers, but we're not going to play with them right now. I'm going to read you another Clifford book, okay? Clifford the Big Red Dog. Story of Harry.
And if you do want to join the watching, it is on Amazon Prime.
A new adventure on the horizon. That's because Emily Elizabeth and Clifford the Big Red Dog live here. And when you're
There's the
friends
punt.
with a big dog like Clifford, all your adventures are big.
Good kick coverage.
Elizabeth and Clifford have been best friends
So
ever since he was a puppy.
they have some promise on this team. It's just they were talking about it earlier tonight with the Panthers. They just have to get the pieces in place. They had the piece in place in DJ Moore, but they traded him away to get the number 2 pick. So they had to sacrifice something to get something else. I personally think they could have fucking, excuse my language, still gotten Bryce Young, because Chicago was not going to take what's his name? So I think they could have gotten Bryce Young either way. I don't think Carolina or let me look at the draft real quick for them. Well, not for them, but for all the teams here. Let me see here.
They were playing fetch with Clifford's doggy pals, Bailey and Tucker. We're having a Virgil Island parade.
Well, Indianapolis probably would have taken him.
A parade, Tucker barked at Clifford. Oh boy, you know I love parades. We're in, whooped Bailey. Clifford led his friends past the docks and toward Mrs. Clayton's inn.
And then they would have been the 9th pick. I think that then Carolina probably would have taken Anthony Richardson. But I don't think Anthony Richardson is the guy. I personally don't. I think Houston was going to go with C.J. Stroud either way. Chicago was probably going to go take a defensive player, and they were probably going to take Will Anderson. But Carolina traded up to take this kid. I just think personally they took the wrong guy. First and 10 on the 1 yard line for Chicago. They do a quarterback sneak. He gets 2 yards, maybe 3 on the play. Comes down with a second down and 7 or 6 or 8 or 8. I'll go 7.5. 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Each team has had the ball once.
Clifford and their friends were ready to continue the fun. But as soon as they got outside, they stopped. They stared. They couldn't believe their eyes. A huge group of townspeople was outside holding their own balloons.
Nice hole. About a 6-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd down and 2. Just manageable 3rd downs. Now, 3rd downs are real crucial downs for both these teams. They seem to both teams struggle on 3rd downs, which is a issue.
Burkeville Island's birthday parade is even better when everyone on Burkeville Island joins in. And when the parade marched on, people hurried from home, from every house and home, everyone was joining the parade. Before long, the parade
First
marched
down.
way back.
Nice little 6-yard gain.
After all, it's easy to follow along with the
First and 10, Chicago.
big was Clifford, the big red dog. At the end of the parade, the whole island gathered in the town square. Everyone danced and played. It was the perfect
Little bubble screen,
parade.
RPO action.
Emily Elizabeth gave Clifford a great big hug. Thank you, she said. For what? Clifford asked. For just because, Emily Elizabeth told him. The parade was for Birdwell Island's birthday, but it wouldn't.
Little 4-yard gain by Foreman, Dante Foreman.
Last one. Clifford celebrates Hanukkah.
All right.
Hi, I'm Emily.
Second down, 6 to go. They're getting themselves in manageable
Celebrated
second downs and third downs.
Hanukkah with my classmates.
Another 4-yard gain. Probably going to be third and about 2.5.
Out to greet us.
We'll go with.
Thanked them for inviting us and told them we were excited to learn about Hanukkah. First, Melissa taught us how to
So in the first round, you don't draft on need, you draft on best available.
really like candles, special food,
Only because
beans.
in a lot of teams, like the first round, if you're picking number one, you have needs all over the place. So you're drafting on need, but you take the best player available. So if you're picking in the top
She told them
10,
Hanukkah
you're pretty much drafting
about the miracle
what you need based on who's available to you.
to hear more about the story of Hanukkah.
This year's draft might be interesting. I think there's going to be a wide receiver. I think the wide receiver is going to be taken first this year.
Special
Especially
in the temple.
if Carolina is the number one overall pick.
Oil for only one day, but somehow the oil burned for 8 days and nights. It was
But I don't think Carolina has
for 8 days.
a first round pick.
Soon it was time to light the menorah.
Oh, we got a return for touchdown.
We lit all 8 candles. I gave
Kick it. Oh, there's a penalty on the play.
We sat down to eat dinner. The latkes were yummy. The soup boni oat were my favorite.
Nice return though.
Our jelly donuts fried in white.
It's too bad there was a penalty on the call.
When dinner was over, Melissa and I played a game called Dreidel with her brother, Nate. A dreidel is a spinning top that has 4 sides.
Oh, there is no. Is there? There. What? Hold on. Let me see here.
We kept track for our points using
Nothing there.
chocolate candies that look like gold coins.
I'm not seeing anything illegal.
When we were done,
That was a. Nope. They counted it. Touchdown.
Dreidel.
All right. Carolina takes 7-0 lead on a punt return for a touchdown.
Sail along to the music. On Hanukkah, people also give and receive presents. I didn't know I was supposed to bring gifts, but Melissa's parents told me not to worry. They said Clifford and I were their guests.
This is the Bears in a nutshell, everybody.
They listened to giant menorah in the town square.
No, I think teams are pretty smart when it comes to not about. It doesn't matter who's being talked about. I think that personally, a lot of the
So dark, since the
players that are taken in the first round deserve to be taken in the first round.
good things. But it was nighttime.
Teams are getting really good at being just about right on their first round picks, at least. I don't think many teams have missed on their first round picks. Kyler Murray is an issue at being a number one pick because he,
We all hoped that he could fix the menorah.
again, he just He'd rather play video games than learn a playbook. So.
Everyone in the town square was happy. It was the perfect ending to a wonderful holiday celebration. Melissa and her family said that saving Hanukkah was the best gift we could have ever given them. We can't wait to celebrate Hanukkah again next year. The end. Let's go take nighttime medicine. Stop coughing.
All right, here we got the kickoff for the Panthers. All right. The Bears will start on the 25-yard line. Good play action. DJ Moore can be so good for this team. Nice cutback by Foreman. 4 yards, 5 yards. Getting positive yards is huge for both of these teams. Good play action. Nobody open downfield. Good play. The problem with that on play action, everybody should be your number one guy should be open. That's good. That's really good defense, or somebody's not running the correct route, and then you dump it off. So somebody's going to be open on the play. You just have to make sure. And the thing is with that, that was a nice cutback. The Bears can be dangerous if they run the ball. That Derek Brown, number 95, is so good. He is, when they drafted him, they drafted right. They have the right players on defense. They just need offense. just need offense. This is kind of a fast-moving first quarter. Well, actually, I'm going to say it's not a fast-moving first quarter. Good play action. Okay, so let me see here. Out and up. He should have. That's really good. So that defense, that was a really good play by number 32. And I think DJ Moore slowed down too much on the route because then he had to restart. That was just really good coverage. Nobody was open. That's good defense. Again, it's not the Carolina might need to shore up their run defense, but I think they're going to be fine. Then we have a field goal by the Bears, so the score is 7-3. And that was a 49-yard field goal, and he barely made that. So, oh, we got a flag. Oh, it looks like the Bears are going to have to punt now. See, this is the problem with the Bears, man. They just cannot get out of their own way. And I feel bad for the players on this team. They're going to try this field goal. He didn't have a leg on the last one. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is a good decision. I would have just gone for, well, I would have punted it. No, he barely got it. He got it. So it's 7-3. Can't rely on field goals though. No, he made that by about 5 yards. Yeah, he's not getting all of it. Otherwise, so far the game's been But then again, we're talking about two of the not so good teams in the NFL, so I'm not gonna crap on it. So again, the score is 7-3. Chicago is trailing Carolina. Again, I thought I said that Carolina would lose this game, win this game. Bears just I trust the quarterback more than I do. I trust Bryce Young more than I trust Badgett. Not saying the kid can't play. I just think that he is the deciding factor. We shall see, though. I've been wrong before. Okay, Heather.
I'm
Oh,
coming.
okay. So they're showing the Harlan Hill Trophy is for the Division II Player of the Year in college football. I'm just gonna go with there is no comparison. If Badgett was playing in Division I football, he'd probably get more eyes on him, but he definitely wouldn't be a guy that would be in the discussion of a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud. So with that, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I had to go for like fucking 45 minutes.
Well,
No,
blame your daughter.
You're good. You're good. I'll be right back, y'all.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's 7-3, Carolina.
Okay.
On a punt return.
Yeah, I heard all that. How you doing, Alpha? It's the first time I'm seeing the Bears in mostly orange. Kind of weird. All right, they're at the 2nd and 6. So I can... Oh, excuse me. Just went through the bedtime routine with the Hellion. I'm sure they'll figure something out for you, Alpha. Pretty decent catch there. Oh, he did not have all day there. Ooh. 2nd down.
Just now? Have they moved the ball at all?
Yep.
Where are you going?
I need to find my bit and I need to get a drink for myself.
Oh. Oh wow! What a! Oh boy! Must have been a big play. Must have been a big play. The end of the first quarter, it's 7-3 with Carolina on the move. Looks like, I don't know, man. Whew. It's been a heck of a day, man. It's that time of year again. Veterans Day is Saturday. So don't forget to tune into the Horny Goat channel where your special guest will be myself, where the entire Horny Goat crew asks me questions, as well as you can also ask me questions in the chat. You can ask me whatever you want. Doesn't mean I'm going to answer it, but I'm up to whatever questions you guys have. So what happened? Was there a big play?
They got to 2nd and 6 and then had a big throw.
Okay. You'll be fine, Aaron. It's probably just a lot of earwax. It happened to me. You'll be fine. Don't read too much into it. I'm a catastrophizer. Like, Wendy's had a cough. I'm always like, I hope she's not really sick. Like, really sick. You know what I mean? So I'm always catastrophizing, so. If she's not over the cough tomorrow, I'll take her to the emergency room. If we can't get her in. I don't understand the cough. I don't know what it is. Good play action. Good coverage. That shouldn't have been a thing. That guy should have been wide open. Because it was a tight end, I think. That's just read. That was good play by number 6 there to read what's given to him. They're going to run the ball right here. They've been able to run the ball a little bit, but they've only had the ball twice. That's good tackle, man. This guy, Jaquan Brisker, he's pretty good. They have 2 of the better safeties in the league. It's just they're very good up front. Now they did get better. They did trade for Montez Sweat from the Commanders, but I don't know how much of a difference he'll make. He did such a good job in the first quarter of reading that, stepping up into the pocket. That time, I don't know if he didn't have a pocket. Because some of those guys, if you watch them, it looks like there's no hole there, but they just squirt through it or somehow. I don't know, but that he's small enough to where he could probably ducked it and then, gone in between. But I don't know. Maybe there's nothing there. Kick is up. Kick is good. It's 10-3. A really good drive, apparently. Stalls. Neither team can get in the end zone. I don't know, man.
It's going to be a defense game, that's for sure.
Well, they're 2 really bad football teams, but. That's me. That's me if I was to play football today. That would literally be me. I don't think Emmitt Smith is that much older than me.
Don't know.
Let me look. He's 3 years older than me. I know Jerry Rice, I think he's like in his 60s. Now Dan Marino's way fucking older than me. So Jerry Rice would be 10 years older than me, and he was born on October 18th, I think. And then Dan Marino, I think he's like 70. 62. So well, Dan Marino was 1982 was his rookie year, I think, or 1984. No, 1985. I think I'm talking on my ass again.
That's surprising.
He came out the same year as John Elway. John Elway was the number 1 pick, and I think Dan Marino was the number 30 pick, or 26 pick, or something like that. Or 30 pick, or 28 pick. Whatever, how many other teams they had in the league. Like, they haven't always had 32. So, when I was growing up, the NFL was really weird. Like,
very small.
well, I think it was 27 or 28 teams. In the NFL, in the AFC East, you had the Jets, the Broncos. You had the Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Colts.
I mentioned the Jets twice.
The Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins. Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Colts. I'm missing a team. I know the fuck I am.
Browns?
No, Browns were in the AFC Central. The Jets, the Bills. So who's in the AFC East now? It's the Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins. I'm an idiot. I should know this. It's the Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins. I'm just going to say the Commanders, but they're in the NFC East. The Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins.
Ravens.
The Ravens are in the AFC North.
Not according to this.
Yes, they are. They're in the AFC North. They're in with Pittsburgh.
Patriots.
Okay, see? Fuck the Patriots. Tim was here, he'd be like, say Patriots. No, that's not right either. So it was the Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Colts. And then the AFC Central was the Browns, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Oilers, I'm trying to think. Don't give it away. The Browns, the Bengals, the Ravens. The Ravens became the Colts.
The Colts became the Ravens.
Yeah, the Colts became the Ravens, but they were still in the AFC East. It was the Browns. It might have only been 4 teams then. So it was the Browns, the Bengals, the Steelers, I want to say the Oilers. It wasn't the Chiefs. So what's really going to piss me off? Because I know that the Falcons, they were in the NFC West. It was in the AFC East, in the AFC West, it was the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Chargers. It was the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Broncos. I'm going to say now that the Oilers were in the AFC West, but I don't think they were. Do you have it?
Well,
and the Seahawks. The Seahawks were in the AFC West. So it was the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Seahawks were in the AFC West. The AFC East had 5 teams. And then it was 4 teams. So it was the Bengals, the Browns, the Bengals, the Browns, the Steelers, and the Oilers were in the AFC Central.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the NFC, with the NFC West, I think they had 4 teams. It was the Falcons, the Rams, the 49ers. I think I said them all, didn't I? That was 4. The Rams, the Falcons, the 49ers.
You're talking about the West?
Yeah. The NFC West. The Rams, the Falcons, the 49ers.
And Chiefs.
No, Chiefs are in the AFC West.
I thought you were still on AFC.
Because the NFC East had it was the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, the Redskins, and the Cardinals were in the NFC West. And then when I think that Arizona moved to Phoenix, when the Cardinals moved to Phoenix, then they became the part of the NFC West. But they were in the NFC East at the time. And then the NFC Central was the Vikings, the Packers, the Buccaneers, the Lions, and the Bears. Oh my. And I'm missing one fucking team in the NFC West.
Would you like the list? I have it here.
What state is it in?
What teams did you say?
So I named all of them except for one. In the NFC, in the NFC Central, it was the Packers, the Bears.
Just the West.
Just the West? That I can remember in the NFC, it was the 49ers. It was the 49ers, the Rams. That's all I got. There's 3.
Okay. Here's the list of the NFC West of 1995.
Okay.
49ers.
Okay.
Rams.
Yep.
Falcons.
Yes, the Falcons. That was it. I said them, but anyway, go ahead.
Panthers and Saints.
But I'm saying when I was growing up, like in the 80s, I could tell you right now there was only 28 teams. And it was just the 49ers, the Rams, the Giants. 49ers, the Rams, the Falcons, and the 49ers, the Rams, the Falcons.
Saints.
And there it is! I was forgetting the Saints.
Carolina was added to NFC West
Yes.
after the realignment.
Correct. So the Falcons, the Rams, the Saints. And you see how that is? The Falcons are an East Coast team. This is why they realigned the league, but I still think the realignment's fucked up.
It is.
Because I think and the only reason that they kept...
Well, look at Dallas. They're part of the NFC East. They're part of the East, even though they're further west.
What now? Say it again.
The Cowboys.
Yes. Well, see, it's the Cowboys are in Dallas, so they're a central football team.
But they should be more. They should be either west or south.
I think they should be in the NFC South. But then, if you do that, where are you going to put New Orleans, Carolina, Tampa Bay?
Carolina could be part of.
I personally think they should just put all the regionalized teams and put them in one, like Carolina, Miami, Jacksonville, and you know what I'll do for funsies one night is we'll realign the league, like at the end
And
of
have
the
it make sense.
Yeah, to where it makes sense regionally for me, and we don't have to call it the NFC West or whatever. We can call it the NFC Southeast, the AFC South. Because you got Dallas should be in with Houston, and it's the natural rivalries. You want to build rivalries in the NFL. Football is all about rivalries to me. And if you do that, I'd put the Cowboys in with the New Orleans Saints, the Houston Texans, Dallas Cowboys, and
Yeah, see, like Alpha, you can easily swap the Cowboys with either Atlanta, Tampa Bay, or Panthers, and put them in the East.
well, no. What I would do then is you have to look. So you got Carolina and Florida, right? Or I would put Atlanta because South Carolina or Carolina is above Georgia. I'd put Carolina in there with the Baltimore Ravens, the Washington Commanders, and then I would probably go with the Tennessee Titans. Then I'd get rid of one of the New York teams, and I would keep Buffalo. I'd take Buffalo, New York, but it'd be Buffalo, the Jets, the Giants, and New England. And then you have, what did I say? The Bills, the Jets, the Giants, and New England, right? Have them be a division, and then have the Raven. Well, I already said the Ravens, right? The Eagles would get screwed because then that's where it sucks.
Yeah.
I might even move Buffalo to the center to another division like the AFC North. Have them because you got rid of Baltimore. Take Buffalo because Buffalo's
Right there, yeah.
Right there. Well, it's not right there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's closer than fucking everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have them in with Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. And then Indianapolis, I would put them with Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago, and Indianapolis. And then Minnesota, Kansas City, Arizona, and Denver. And then I would do, So what I will do is I will look at it and I'll try to do it regionally. That's what I do for hockey because you can actually realign the league. That is something that I want Madden to do next, is where you can realign the league the way you want it. That would be like the ultimate cool thing. Now you can kind of do that with the you can move your teams and you don't have to wait a year. You can do it that year, which is pretty cool. But we'll get in. We'll do that one day. I think the Jets are the more popular team in New York. I would actually get rid of the Giants. But where are they going to move them to? St. Louis could be a spot. On the game, that's a spot that they have on there, I think. So, yeah. Right now, it's 10-3. 8 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the second quarter. I'm just waiting on Tim and Rayshawn. I know that...
Tim just said he got done with his match, so he should be here soon.
Okay, and then
Rayshawn left work, and depending on New York subway system, he should be here any minute now.
Perth. Tickets are on sale now.
For the band or what?
No. WWE Elimination Chamber.
Oh.
Oh, it's in Burstwood, Washington. Okay. I thought it was Perth. Like, Perth is a city in Europe. That's what I was saying.
Isn't it Australia?
It might be. to this game. Nice check down. So I don't know if it's because these two teams are weak or what, but they're able to move the ball. So you can see that there's some things. I think this guy here, Travis Kelce, has a future in broadcasting. Right now, the Kelces are all over TV. That is why I don't know if this kid is that good. That was a really bad throw. I don't know where he was throwing that ball, but that was not good. Look at this guy.
He's a Kelsey, so.
Well, I mean...
Oh, excuse me.
You see, the teams are able to move the ball, and I think that's just because... No, you gotta have... So, you have to understand the market value, no different than a cheesehead, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand the market value. Like Los Angeles is the second largest media market. They have to have a football team there. I haven't had the problem, and the reason why is people don't go to the games because they don't care. People in LA are more about. Now football has become really popular. Back then, when they left Los Angeles, it just wasn't very popular. I mean, football was popular, but it wasn't what it is today.
It was more a Midwest and Southern thing than it was anything else.
Right. So, baseball or basketball is pretty big out there because of the Lakers.
Yeah. Same with New York.
But you have to have... I'm surprised there isn't a team in San Diego. It's the third biggest market in the state of California. San Francisco is the second. So there, I can understand them. There's some big cities out in California. It's the most populous state in the Union. So, and that, it's like, in fact, I would almost argue or venture to guess that Los Angeles is pretty close to taking over. Well, I should say it's going to take over being the largest city in the U.S.
Yeah.
New York will always be that. But as far as metro area, Los Angeles is like 20 million people because that has, I mean, in that area, San Jose, they have nearly 1 million people. You have Los Angeles, Burbank, Hollywood, Pasadena. I mean,
Compton's around there too, ain't it?
Compton, well, that's in, yes. Yeah. I thought you were talking about, well, East LA is right there.
Yeah.
It's just populous.
Yeah, they always look at the tri-state area. They don't just stick into...
It's just that one. It's like they have almost 20 million people in Los Angeles metro area, which is the biggest market. Second biggest to New York, which I think is like 20 million. It is 20 million.
20 or 25 by now, I think.
New York's not growing like Los Angeles is.
No. Well, it's because fucking...
I don't know why anybody would want... Let me explain this. I don't know why anybody would want to live in California. They tax the fuck out of people. That's why it's the fifth largest economy in the world. That tells you how strong, how much our economy is vastly over everybody else. However, we're $33 trillion in debt. We need to stop spending money like a fuck. We have to spend money. That's just a fact. They're trying to get revenues. They're trying to figure out where to get revenues from. This poor kid is under so
much
duress.
pressure.
Which, and again, I think this is just Carolina. It has a good defense. They just need the offensive pieces. For Packer fans, I want you to be aware. Carolina and Chicago are the two worst teams in the NFL. What is their glaring fucking need for both fucking teams?
Offensive line.
Nope. It is a wide receiver. They have DJ Moore, but they need more. They need more. And an offensive tackle isn't going to be the number 1 pick in the draft this year. It's just not going to happen.
Hey, Rayshawn.
So all these Packer fans wanting the Packers to tank, Marvin Harrison Jr. is not going to fucking be there. He's going to be gone before you get to him. And you're not going to have the number 1 and number 2 pick. Because if the Bears don't take him, now that being said, I don't think Carolina has a first round pick.
I don't believe they do.
But then again, Arizona is another really bad football team. They're going to be the second pick. Like I said, we'll do a power ranking.
We can do the S tier thing that you were thinking of.
The S tier thing. I might do the S tier thing, but I'm not gonna do it like fucking other people do. Like anybody that thinks a super team is the fucking Miami Dolphins, you're a fucking idiot. They aren't even fucking contenders. They proved that last week. They proved that against the Bills. They aren't very good when they go up against other teams. That's all I'll say.
Y'all heard me?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was
talking.
I was in the middle of something. You're good.
Oh. No, it's
Oakland
okay. I
is
was
in
just
San
saying
Francisco.
sexy man alive is here.
So
Jason Kelsey?
he is considered this one of the, he is.
He was nominated, yeah.
I know. I don't see it.
I do.
That's neither here nor there. Oakland, Aaron, is in the Bay Area where San Francisco is. So really you don't need that area. It's like 7 million people. So you could get away with, it's the same market, essentially. I think Oakland might be bigger than San Francisco, but they're both pretty big.
Well, Sacramento gets forgotten about because it's Sacramento.
Sacramento's the state capital, which is away from everything else. All the fucking bullshit that happens in Southern California.
It's the same thing with Albany. Everybody forgets Albany even exists, but it's the capital of New York.
It's because it's away from all the bullshit.
Yeah.
I just don't like short quarterbacks. I just don't. Because you've got to give him some space. If you're not going to have him outside of the pocket, you got to give him... Offensive linemen are like 6'4" to 6'8" now.
Uh-huh.
So a 5'10" guy's not going to be able to see over an offensive lineman anymore.
Oh. That's going to be my heart attack week next week.
Well, it's
Why?
Baltimore's at home. What?
It's fucking Ravens against the Bengals.
You have nothing to worry about, girl.
And they struggle with the Bengals and the Browns.
Oh.
I think you'll be all right. I think it'll be a good game.
Okay.
They still have a ways to go to catch up to.
I know they do, but it still is just.
They beat them earlier on in the year, like really bad. If I remember right, didn't the Bengals play the Ravens once already?
I think so.
Fucking kicked the shit out of them. I think they did.
They look nice.
Good little
How's
play
Chicago
there.
defense in this game?
I think it has everything to do with neither team is really that good.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and it's hard to
Sugarcoat it.
gauge. It's hard to gauge. I would say, if anything, the Panthers have the better defense.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they beat them 27-24, but that was in Cincinnati. So we'll see. That's up to you if you wanna.
I don't want to do a watch along for
Oh,
that.
we'll talk about it for sure, though.
Why not, Heather?
Uh-huh.
They might win.
I hope they do. I want that 3 to stay a 3. Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to lose a couple of games here and there. But I personally, I said it earlier, I think they're the best team in the NFL.
There's other teams taking notice of them too. Saying there's some players saying the same thing. So
Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm just eating.
no, that's fine. Keenan Thompson has not aged a fucking day since fucking all that.
He was in all of that? All that?
Yeah. Not all that. Sorry.
He and Kel show, right?
Keenan Kell. No, yeah, he was on all that. Because
He
he was the
probably was.
he did
Nickelodeon
the
did a
French
lot of
guy in
crossover.
in the tub.
Oh. That was a Cartoon Network kid.
All I had was Nickelodeon, man.
Oh.
Hi, baby.
I always felt like Nickelodeon was a teenager program or a preteen.
You can't sleep.
They go that Angel.
No, because the wind scared me.
Oh, you got scared by the wind. You want to sleep on the couch instead? Okay.
Oh, why do you sound like that?
Because I had a bubble in my throat.
Oh.
She got freaked out by something else, I
Yeah.
think.
Wind. If you want to go lay down on the couch, go ahead.
Oh.
You want me to turn on for Adley for you?
Do you want me to turn it on? You just want to sit here for a minute?
Okay.
It's fine. You have an hour. I told you had an hour. 9:30.
Well, I told her she could go lay down if she wanted to because I read her 3 of the Clifford books and she was passing out while I was
She
reading
got
them.
some. She got some new books today.
Scholastic Book
You
Fair.
want to talk? Can you tell everybody what books you got today?
Clifford one.
What else did you get?
I don't know.
You got How to Catch series books.
Yeah.
Like How to Catch a Monster, How to Catch Yeti.
How to Catch a Snowman. How to Catch. I think Santa Claus is in
I
there.
don't remember if I saw it in there or not, but
Then she got 10 Little Pumpkins.
Oh, nice. So she's a reader.
She does like looking at stuff, and I
she
told
likes
her.
having me read to
I
her.
told her that if she wants me to, we'll get her books like once a month or whatever. So Chicago kicked the field goal, I'm assuming, because it's 10-6.
Yep.
There's that illegal contact call. Let's see. That's holding. I mean, okay. So the flag is not wrong because he tripped him. He was draped all over him.
It was
If
just
the
wrong
ball
call.
wasn't in the air, because you're taking him away from what he's trying to do. So that right there is a legitimate call.
Y'all are further than me. Let me refresh
I
this.
see that.
Watch
You
live.
had that one for a while. We're gonna have to clip them tomorrow, okay? And
Okay.
your toenails.
On that play right there, that was a quick little hitch play. That took forever. That defensive back, if he was a little quicker, that was going the other way. And if you haven't seen it yet, Rayshawn, you'll see what I mean.
That almost interception.
No, it was a catch. But if he would have been sooner,
I got you.
that was going the other way, and I think it would have been a touchdown.
Stop sucking your thumb.
Oh my God!
Oh.
That's all right. That happens. That's why he's a run. That's why he's a defensive back. I don't know why they didn't run it there. I get them trying to, what's the word? I want to choose my words carefully. I get them trying to catch the defense off guard a little bit. I would have run that there.
Yeah.
It's 4th and 1. Or 3rd and 1, I should say.
No, you're right. 4th and 1.
Well, it was 3rd and 1. Oh my
God.
God. These two teams are like so bad, man.
I see a lot of teams not running a 4th and 3rd or 4th and 1. They would just punt the ball.
Well, it was a really long fourth down, and it's on their side of the field. Now, if that was on like the 37 or 38, between the 38 and 35 and 40, then I
Like the
could
field
see
goal
them going
range.
for it. But they aren't going to take that chance on their side of the field for sure. I wouldn't. I didn't realize that it was that far between 4th and 1 and 4th and 2. So it was
I guess that would make sense.
and they really need to do away with the tush push. It needs to go. I hate the rule. It's against the rule. It used to be against the rules, but now it's all of a sudden it's okay to do it.
Yeah.
If you're going to allow that play, you need to allow players to jump over players.
Yes.
Then. Even if they just graze them. That's just me personally.
Didn't they allow that?
No.
I saw a jump
So
over
you
play.
can do it. You can do it. However, if you touch another player, it's a 15-yard penalty.
You're pulling my hair.
Oh wow.
So they need to do away with the tush push, in my opinion.
So what is the call when a player jump over another player and make
Hurdling.
contact?
No, it's hurdling, but it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So it's 15-yard penalty.
Oh.
It happened to Green Bay earlier this year.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't use the player to leap. He touched him. Like his foot grazed him.
You're gonna hurt yourself doing that.
It was really bad. So if you were here earlier, I was talking about what it used to be like in the NFL. The NFL you see today wasn't a thing. It was still popular, but there was only 3 divisions, and there was 28 teams.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was in the AFC East. It was the Jets. Well, I'll let you. So you know the 32 teams,
I
right?
thought you wanted to see.
Take-
32.
Well, there's 28. So Carolina and Jacksonville were expansion teams in 1995. And then Houston and
I'm saying tonight.
Cleveland became expansion teams, which made it 32, and then they went to 14, 8 divisions.
Wow.
It's a vinyl sticker.
So when I was growing
Any
up
reason?
as a kid, in the NFC East, who do you think it was?
The NFC East?
Yes.
Put into your clothing so that it's
Definitely. I don't think Washington was on that list. I
Yes,
think
they are.
It was,
Yes, they are. Yep.
They was
Oh, yeah.
so okay.
Washington's
So the
one.
Saint-
Washington, the Commanders are older than the Eagles, and they're older than the. If I remember right, they're older than the Eagles, and they are older than the Cowboys.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
So
They
NFC
think
in
they
the
can-
old days,
Go ahead.
I think it was Cowgirls, um, Eagles, Commanders, Giants.
Redskins. Just call them the Redskins. I don't give a shit. Go ahead.
Okay, Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers, Ravens, Buccaneers. I don't think they will be the South. No, I'm gonna say Buccaneers.
Nope.
No, AFC.
Nope. They were in the NFC. It was-
Chicago,
Nope.
Cleveland.
Nope.
God damn.
It
I'm trying to
was.
think who else is on that.
Very
Oh,
good, yeah.
Buffalo.
Nope. They were in the AFC.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. It was the
Just gotta
Cowboys.
work.
Do it with me. The Cowboys,
Cowboys,
the
okay.
Redskins,
Redskins,
the Eagles,
Eagles.
the Giants,
Uh-huh.
and the Cardinals. They were the St. Louis.
Arizona,
They were the St.
Arizona Cardinals.
No. Well, they were the St. Louis Cardinals. And then they moved to Arizona and they were still in the NFC East. Yes.
That don't make sense.
Again, they realigned
I'm
the
over
league.
here-
This is why they realigned the league.
Okay, I'm over here
So-
trying to name
Okay,
teams.
and that's
actually
fine.
on
That's
the East
fine.
Coast.
So NFC Central. It was the NFC Central back when
Okay.
I was a kid. Can you name the teams?
Stick your tongue out.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Why is there a hole in your mouth?
Bears,
wanted it.
Packers,
What is that?
Central. Bears,
Tell me.
Packers.
Is it hurting?
You know how I have earrings? I have one in my tongue too.
I don't
Oh
know.
shit. Titans.
Nope. They weren't a team.
Maybe when
Oh,
when
Houston Oilers.
Nope.
X, X,
They were in the AFC. And always have been.
Okay. Baltimore.
Nope.
Granny.
They were in
That
the
way.
Vikings.
Do
AFC.
you want to have your ears pierced?
Is these and these
Vikings.
and stick your tongue out and these.
Cleveland.
I mean.
Nope.
And these.
They were in the AFC.
Oh,
and-
That's all I got, baby. I used
that's
to
all
have
I
one.
got.
The Lions and the
Wow,
Buccaneers.
You have rainbow.
Okay, Lions
Are
make
you
sense.
trying to say you
Buccaneers
wanna
do
have
not,
yours
unless
first?
they was somewhere else before they went
Nope.
to Tampa.
They were in Tampa Bay, but they were kind of. If you look at the map,
Buy them tomorrow.
Not
Tampa
tomorrow,
Bay
we'll
is
see.
more on the central side than it is on the east side.
First, we gotta find someone.
Just
that'll do
because
it
it's
for
in
you.
Florida,
In the way
Mhm.
that I think it should be.
it's
done.
that one I can understand. So that being said, the NFC West.
Dirty right away. This is milk.
That's not milk. No, it's just
NFC
the pink
West.
color here is fading off. That's all that is.
NFC West. Who's on the NFC? I don't even know who's on the NFC West.
Well, who's in the NFC West now?
Same thing as this.
It
Color
is
just
Seattle,
fading.
San Francisco,
Oh,
Arizona,
going away.
Mhm. It's been washed. a
and
lot
Los
of times, so
Angeles.
it's
Or Los,
washed
yeah,
away.
Los Angeles.
It's okay.
Oh,
The Rams.
What is this?
The Rams.
It's just part of the design.
Oh, but
Like these.
So,
So-
it definitely wasn't the Cardinals.
So,
was
okay,
it?
so a little history. Before the Los Angeles Rams,
Mhm.
before they were the St. Louis Rams, they were the Los Angeles Rams. So they were in Los Angeles, moved to St. Louis, then moved back to Los Angeles. Because they wouldn't, St. Louis wouldn't build them a new stadium.
I didn't forget this one.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the NFC West, we have
Colossus.
Dark pink.
the St. Louis Rams or whatever you want.
Los
to call
Angeles,
them.
Hello.
they were, you can call them Los Angeles Rams because they were in LA back when I was a kid.
Okay.
I do.
West. Was Seattle a team?
Very good.
They were.
All right, Seattle Seahawks.
No,
In your hair.
I love it.
they were in the AFC at the time.
Okay.
I gave
Falcons.
the Falcons were one.
Panthers.
What's that?
Panthers were not a team when I was a kid.
Okay.
Pink.
49ers?
49ers, there's 3. One more.
And Saints?
Yep.
Pink.
The Falcons, the Saints, the 49ers, and the Rams were in the NFC West. That was 14
that
teams.
is
14 teams.
confusing.
It is. That was 14 teams. Now, the AFC East.
Which consists of Dolphins, Bills, Jets, and Patriots. So before, I would say the Jets, Buffalo.
Nope, you're right. The Jets, Buffalo. You had the first 4 right. You already said them. There's one more team.
Yeah.
Steelers.
Nope. The Jaguars did not exist, and neither did Carolina.
No, they don't.
Houston did not exist.
Oh, there's a horse.
Okay, so
Those
it must be
3
a
teams
random
did
team.
not. Baltimore didn't exist either.
Okay.
Well,
Was it
let me
Indianapolis?
rephrase that. Baltimore did exist, but they weren't the Ravens.
Grandpa.
Okay.
Yeah, but he passed.
So again, the AFC East. Now, keep in mind, this is when I was a
He
kid.
got really, really sick.
Right.
I'm not like me.
Not
Indianapolis?
like you, no.
So at the time, they were called Baltimore. But they did move to Indianapolis and were still part of the AFC East. Because if you remember
There was no
right, the
medicine
Colts
that
and the
could help Grandpa,
Patriots had a rivalry for
You
the
have
longest
medicine that could
time.
help you.
Peyton Manning and Tom Brady had a rivalry before they realigned the
I can't
league.
take care of my cough.
It'll
Oh,
go away
interesting.
eventually. You just gotta keep
Fun
on top
fact.
of you taking medicine.
'Kay.
That's it.
Yeah.
So there's
and I
that.
go away all of my medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So I can buy
AFC
me some
West
more.
is
Mm-hmm.
Some lucky ones.
definitely Chiefs.
Because the way's
Mhm.
out. But we need
Was
to give
Oakland
me some
Raiders
more
still part of that?
They were the Oakland Raiders or the Los Angeles Raiders.
What do we need?
I would have taken either
Broncos?
I
one.
don't need anything right now.
Say it again?
You have enough medicine.
Denver? Broncos?
Denver.
And it has to be a Chargers?
Oh,
Yep.
what's this?
Those are the
And
tethers to
West,
pull his
West,
foot
West, West.
You said them earlier.
Tennessee?
Nope. They weren't a team yet.
Okay. It was out of the Ravens or Steelers, I said.
Nope.
down.
Nope.
Guys talking.
Damn it.
Guys
The
doing a
Raiders
show.
were. You got them already.
Guys doing a show.
Oh, I get
It's one more, right?
One more.
Cleveland.
Hey.
Nope.
You ready to go lay down?
Shit.
You said them earlier.
Huh?
I don't remember.
Seattle.
What?
Oh.
Seattle
Fuck
was in
no.
the
Sarah
AFC
wants to meet
East.
Bradley.
Oh.
And they were huge rivals with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, you're getting so heavy.
The AFC Central.
Central.
You said them like 50 times. All 4 teams.
Okay. I got this in the bag right now. Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Tennessee.
When I was a kid, the Ravens were not a thing.
Okay. So Steelers, Browns, Tennessee.
They were not Tennessee when I was a kid.
What were they? Houston?
They were Houston Oilers.
Houston Oilers. Correct.
You're missing one team. They've never won a Super Bowl, but have been there 3 times.
That doesn't help me.
They recently went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago and lost.
Bengals?
Yep. Those were the 28 teams. I can go through a history of the NFL. The original 4 teams, and then from there we can go to when teams were added. Now, what I've also suggested doing, and it's another show we could do, is we can do the history of the NFL, where
Okay.
we talk about, and there's you just historical facts. You just look them up, and you can pull them right off the internet, read off of them, and it tells you, you know, what teams, when they became a team. Like, it's really interesting, the history of the NFL and how it became, and the history of the NHL, because it kind of did the same. Baseball did the same thing. The first original team was the Cincinnati Reds.
Really?
Yes. They were the first professional baseball team ever established.
Now, when you create this content of the history of NFL and teams, is this something like you do like every week? Like every week you'll pick a team and then just talk about their history?
I can do baseball. I can do all of those, like the history, because all you have to do is pull them off, and you can just pull off historical facts and talk about each team. It's kind of neat. Something I always I love sports history. Like we call Trek the encyclopedia of wrestling. I'm the encyclopedia of sports. You ask me a question, and I could probably give you the answer. I'm not saying I'm like a super genius, like, hey, put me on a sports show.
Right.
But I could answer the question generally. I'm like a fucking knowledge. I love the history of the NFL and all the sports history. Basketball is originally started in Kansas. Didn't start in New York or Los Angeles. It started in Kansas, and they used actual baskets. Like
milk basket? Oh.
Like fucking
Easter basket?
Like, go look it up, and they look like baskets, like laundry baskets. But they're wooden. They used wooden baskets. Well, yeah, man. If you really pay attention to sports history, it's that's one thing I've always wanted to do, but I hate writing, is being a sports historian. That's what I really wanted to do, but I just never got it. You know, the mind.
His grammar ain't no
like,
good.
if you jump on like Twitter, like on my Twitter, like I argue with Packer fans. And Packer fans today, and this is why I'm just like, I make fun of them, and I'm a Packer fan myself. A lot of the Packer fans you are seeing on Twitter didn't live through the 70s and 80s. They just thought the Packers were always really good. Packers fucking terrible in the 70s and 80s. Like, they probably went 8-8. Like 8 times in 20 years. But every other year, except for maybe 1 or 2, they finished over 500. They were terrible, man. They were picking in the middle of the pack or worse for like 20 years. And then...
Oh, even in the early 2000s?
No, in the early 2000s, they were really good. They were pretty good in the early 2000s.
They still had Favre then, too, didn't they?
Yeah. They still had Favre, and Favre didn't leave until 2007. But they never won a Super Bowl. In 2000, if I remember right, so they won the Super Bowl in 97, Super Bowl in 98. In 99, Terrell Owens caught a second touchdown against Green Bay. Green Bay lost to San Francisco. Then the following year, they went 8-8. And then the following year after that. It's only been like 3 or 4 times in that I can honestly remember that the Packers... Favre only had 1 losing season. And that's the year they went 4-12. The year that I can't even remember who they drafted. I think they drafted A.J. Hawk. And then the very next year, in 2 years, they ended up losing to New York Giants in the NFC Championship game because Brett Favre decided to try to strong arm a throw in minus 30 degrees weather and threw an interception, and the Giants kicked a field goal to beat, and that's the year the Giants beat the undefeated New England Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
See? And the Giants they went on a run that year.
They did.
They beat the number 1 seed, who was the Dallas Cowboys. They beat the number 2 seed and then beat the number 3 seed to make it to the Super Bowl and win it. Packers did that in 2010, 2011, which was Aaron Rodgers' year, the year the Packers won the Super Bowl. And they were 10-6 that year. So they were the 6th seed. The NFC was really good that year. Like, there was 4 teams like 13-3 that year. And then
what
you
year
had
you talking about with the Giants.
the Giants the very next year beat the Packers and they won the Super Bowl again. They beat the fucking Patriots. And that, I lived right next door to Dad. Me and Dad watched that game. And I said, my dad was so funny because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I hope the Patriots get destroyed. They ended up losing by like 4 or something like that. Dad had a Hail Mary that didn't quite make it. It was short. But yeah, I remember the Packers were just god awful terrible. Like,
how was the Eagles in the 90s?
The Eagles in the 70s and 80s. The 70s, they were in the 80s. They made it to 1 Super Bowl. They lost to the Raiders. I think in 1982 Super Bowl.
Don't look at me. I wasn't born
1981. They lost to the Raiders. But this
in 1981, the Eagles lost to the Raiders.
Yes, the Eagles were actually the better team that year, but they just got beat by the Raiders. The Raiders were just a hot team going into the playoffs that year. And then in the 90s, they weren't great. They weren't bad, but towards the end of the 90s, they were just not very good. 2000s is when they got Donovan McNabb. They got good. They were really good. They were probably the best team. They were one of the victims of the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Although that's the year that Terrell Owens, I think he caught the ball like 15 times for like 200 and some odd yards. Should have won the MVP, but Tom Brady did just because they don't give it to a losing team. Got anything else you want to ask me? But they weren't too bad. They weren't too bad. They've won NFL championships before. I think they've won like 4 or 5, I think. And not Super Bowls. And not Super Bowls. Super Bowl didn't become a thing until 1967. Yeah.
Oh, that's young.
Yeah, the Super Bowl's only been around for 50 years. If you think about it. Super Bowl started in 1968. Was the first Super Bowl, if I remember right. The Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10 in Super Bowl 1, and then beat the Raiders 33-14 in Super Bowl 2.
So Kansas City always been somewhat good?
They've always been decent. There's been years the AFC East team or West teams, Denver was pretty good in the 80s and 90s. They just couldn't win a Super Bowl because they had to deal with the fucking NFC. Like, they lost 3 Super Bowls. They lost 1 to the Giants. They lost 2 to San Francisco. And bad, too. I mean, they got, like, beat, like, 56-10 in one of them. It was, like, really bad. In fact, I would say the Chicago Bears started the streak of the longest streak in the NFL of what conference wins the Super Bowl. Like from 85 to 99, 98, the NFL, or the NFC, no, 97.
There you go.
97, because Green Bay was the last one to win a Super Bowl. Before the AFC finally won one, which would have been Denver the very next year against Green Bay. Fuck Denver for doing that. I was so pissed that day. But
Since they both playing tonight, how was the Bears and Panthers in the 70 if they was around?
Panthers weren't a team that didn't exist, and the Bears were the best team in the NFC North Central.
Oh,
Like, it was either them or the Vikings were winning. Detroit was still pretty bad. They didn't get. I mean, I'll put it to you like this: they were okay. They had Barry Sanders, and Barry Sanders won them quite a few games. So the NFC Central back in the day was really competitive. The Buccaneers weren't. The Buccaneers sucked all the time. They were bad. They were the first team to never win a football game in a season.
the Buccaneers. Oh,
Yeah.
oof.
Buccaneers haven't always been really good. They didn't get really good until 98. Because in 2002 they ended up winning the Super Bowl. In fact, they beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game that year.
Don't tell me that.
Yep.
You can't tell me that.
And
That's
the
fake
Eagles
history.
the Eagles should have won it, but Tampa Bay had the best defense in the NFC that year. They had the best defense in football that year. They had like Rondé Barber. Is it Rondé Barber? Yeah, Rondé Barber. They had Hardy Nickerson. They had I can't remember his name, but he was really good inside linebacker. They had Warren Sapp, Booger McFarland.
Let me ask you this.
John Lynch. They were just loaded on defense. Nobody could do anything against them. And then they got a decent offense, but it wasn't an offense that was gonna like put up 50.
Right.
But they ended up winning the Super Bowl. They beat the Raiders that year. The Raiders were the best team in the NFL that year. They put a like, and Rich Gannon was a quarterback that year, and he was like the MVP. And like they beat him like 38 to 26 or something like that. It was like really bad. Like there was 2 interception returns for a touchdown. It was crazy.
Why do the Eagles get so much hate?
They don't. Not for me, they don't. I actually don't mind the Eagles. I just hate their fans. I think they're a bunch of douchebags. Now, that being said, you're one of the good ones.
Thank you. I actually got somebody. Someone gave me a compliment at the bar when I was watching the Jets game.
Mm-hmm.
He said I'm a good Eagles fan.
I'm telling you,
You're not one of the ones out there causing the riots.
So Eagles fans are known to throw snowballs at referees. They're known to throw snowballs at their own football players.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go look it up on YouTube. That's why Philadelphia Eagles fans are considered, they're very passionate, but they take it to an extreme. A lot like Packer fans, except they just use words. They don't, Packers fans are like Eagles fans on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But Eagles fans will take it a step further and actually do what they're going to say they're going to do to people. Don't ever go to an Eagles game, even if you're an Eagles fan. Because if you say something bad, they get mad. They'll tell you to shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're bad fans. I mean, there's a difference between being passionate and just being mad because your team isn't very good or losing or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I get you.
Well, they fight even if their team fucking wins.
yeah, they do. Because they'll argue about something. Well, he didn't make this play. Dude, they won the game. I'm going to kick your ass. Okay. They're pretty bad fans. The minority of them give the majority a bad name. This is what I'm getting at.
Right. It's ridiculous.
It is. But yeah, so. But I was also thinking about not talking too much because I'm gonna have to get my cough drops. It's all right. Hey, I'm talking. You get me talking about the history of football, I'll talk all night. I'm thinking about doing an actual like where we realign the NFL because it's still kind of not right. Like I wouldn't have Baltimore in the AFC North. I would actually put the Colts in the AFC North and take Baltimore and put them in the AFC East and move the Dolphins to the AFC South.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But then I have to move another team. And that would probably be Tennessee or Houston.
But how you determine what team is on the NFC? I mean, what team goes to the NFC? What team goes
So
to
the
the
way
AFC?
I was going to do it is I was just going to take teams and regionally locate them. And they don't have to be the AFC East and the AFC West and the AFC. It can be the AFC Southeast, the AFC Northeast, the AFC Midwest. You know, it doesn't have to be. That's just I would like to do that at some point. And then we were thinking about doing what'd you call
S
it?
tier.
The S tier, and doing that with the NFL. Actually, really not seeing these people putting the fucking Miami Dolphins as the only S team on the fucking. Because if you think that the Dolphins are really that super of a team, they shouldn't have lost last week and they shouldn't have lost to the Bills. Just saying. Are they contenders? Sure. But I wouldn't say that they're the only one that's going to win a Super Bowl. Like, that's what you're saying. But yeah, I'm all about doing like sports history, doing like a podcast like type deal. We don't even have to, and that doesn't even have to be on my channel. It can be on the Horny Goat. I'm sure that they won't mind a little bit of everything on the channel. You know what I mean?
Pulling in different viewers.
Just saying.
Engaging.
If you like sports, come and check this out. We'll talk about the history of the NFL or. You know, the history of college football. There's a history of that too. You know, what was the first college football game played? Yale versus Harvard.
Yale versus Harvard?
Mm-hmm. It was the very first game played.
That should sound right.
Harvard has a really good football program.
Are they in the
No. They're in the Ivy League.
No.
So they're an Ivy League school. That's like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Columbia, Dartmouth, Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania, which is in Philadelphia.
Cornell.
Huh?
Cornell?
Yep. They're in the Ivy League. No, Cornell is not in the Ivy League. Here, I'll read off the league schools to you. I love doing this shit. We got to do our picks, too. We'll do them after the game real quick. Members. Brown, Columbia, Cornell, Dartmouth, Harvard, Pennsylvania University, Princeton University, and Yale University. There are 7 universities. So.
And because they Ivy, they're not part of the college football.
They do. They're an FCS school. They're a step below the FBS, but they do show them on TV.
No.
It's a rivalry game. Like ESPN shows up there every year they play. It's a yearly thing. It's the oldest rivalry in college football. That's why football is, they follow history in college football. So whenever, like, Ohio State and Michigan, they always go to Ohio State and Michigan because it's the game. And I understand they have Auburn and Alabama and all them, but it's like, and that's the Iron Bowl. I get that people, I get that, they have to, sometimes they do that, but it depends. Like, I'm telling you right now, they're going to be at Ohio State, Michigan, here next month at this time, because Ohio State and Michigan are number 1 and number 3 in the country. So they're going to go where the big game is. Alabama and Auburn is a very big game. There's no doubting about it. Kansas and Kansas State play that day. Wisconsin plays Minnesota That's that is the longest running head-to-head matchup in college football today. Them two teams have played each other since 1896.
What, Ohio State and Ohio, you said?
Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Oh, Wisconsin.
It's the oldest rivalry in the Big Ten.
Aren't they right next to each other on the map?
Yep. I can be in 3 states at one time, at one point in that. When I cross a bridge, I am in all 3 states at once. Pretty cool, huh?
Well, he was driving on a border or something like that?
Crossing the river.
Yeah.
So each state owns a piece of water, some water. It's like the ocean. The United States, international waters.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the United States has a no-fly zone for some countries. If you fly into that, that's why we have a Navy. What do you think the Navy does? They're patrolling. That's what they do in peacetime. There's always a carrier out there, and if you get out there, you can see planes flying around.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's their job, just patrolling.
Yeah. Yep. That's what they do. Somebody wants to come in and play fucky time. Guess what? You're gonna get shot at by an F-18. Just saying.
I don't think I would choose to be in the Navy if I was to join the military service.
I definitely not joining the Air Force.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. I'm not doing.
No, well, actually, to be honest with you, you want to join the Air Force. Not everything is flying in the Air Force. In the Air Force, they do a lot of the, you can be air traffic controller. A lot of the, yeah. The Air Force is where you want to go. The Navy is where you want to go. If you want to be a what do you call it? A footman or a grunt like myself.
Mm-hmm.
You want to join the Army or the Marines. Navy has the best cooks. The Air Force gets the best amenities. Whenever they go to like fucking,
hotels and shit.
They don't sleep in the field. They don't sleep under the stars. They're in air conditioned fucking buildings all the time. That's what they get. And if they don't get it, they get paid for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Whereas if I was to do it for a 2-week, I don't get paid to. If I was deployed for a year, but it wasn't to a danger area, I'll say, and I'll talk more about this on Saturday. We didn't get paid for it. We didn't get paid for that shit. We just got, our BAH and BAS, and then our pay, our actual salary, but we didn't get paid for sleeping under the stars.
But did they pay y'all at least a good amount of money for the things y'all was doing? Like, was you able to survive?
So I'll put it to you like
Efficiently?
this. I made $4,000 a month. Divide that by 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. You got paid every day. You got paid. Didn't matter what time of day it was, you were getting paid. Now, if the government shuts down, they just cut your pay off. You get to work for free. I'll talk more about it on Saturday. Who do I think LSU's greatest rivalry is? Right now it's Alabama, but honestly I would say Arkansas is their actual rivalry. They fight over the Golden Boot, which is a trophy.
What's that, before the Heisman Trophy?
No. It's like a football trophy. So a lot of what makes college football so good is like Wisconsin and Minnesota have Paul Bunyan's axe. So it's like
Landmarks or some shit like that?
no, like a trophy or a it's hard to explain. So like a trophy, and it's just between those two teams. Whoever wins it gets and gets to display it in their trophy case for a year. Yeah, you gotta watch college football, man. I'm telling you.
I want to, but I don't know why I don't do it.
So, and it's on regular TV. Like, I'm telling you, the intensity in college football with the rivalries is so much better than the NFL. You do have rivalries, and I've talked about this. You do have rivalries in the NFL, but none of them compare to college football rivalries. Like when we lose to Minnesota, it is a sad day around here in football. It is. If we lose in hockey to Minnesota, it's a sad day around here. It's a sad day. I mean, I'm not talking about just me.
You're talking about the whole state.
Like the entire state. If we lose to them in basketball, same thing. Like they're our rival. Like Minnesota is our rival. Iowa is also our rival. Like if we lose to Iowa, we gotta fucking listen to them fuckers say we got a better football team than you. We just tell them you still can't fucking drive.
Yeah. Was there ever a time where Wisconsin or Minnesota won every game, every sport? In every sport?
Wisconsin probably the only
week?
2006 was probably the best time to be a Badger fan because they won the Big Ten in football. They won a national championship in hockey. Well, no, I would honestly say 2000. They were good in basketball that year. They made it to the Final Four. They were Big Ten champions in football. They won the Rose Bowl that year. The hockey team won a national title. So, yeah, there was a good time to be a Badger fan. Minnesota, they had a time. There was. Well, Chicago finally took the lead.
Yeah, number 21 just got a touchdown. It was actually a good one. He stretched his arms out.
Right. Oh, he didn't need to do that. He just backed into it. Boy, Tim must have ran into some big-time traffic, huh?
Okay.
Are we in the second half yet?
Yeah, we're midway through the third quarter.
Okay.
Ole Miss is a rival. It's right next to it. So anything that is right next to the state, like Illinois is a rival of Wisconsin's, Minnesota is a rival. Iowa is a rival. And then you got Alabama as a rival of Auburn, Texas A&M, LSU. That is another rival with Texas A&M. LSU with LSU is Texas A&M, and then you got Arkansas, and then you got Alabama, Tulane, which is in New Orleans, is a rival of LSU's. It's a natural rival, and they used to fight over not fight over, but they used to play whoever they had a flag.
Oh, okay.
Is what it was. Like, and I'll name you a trophy. The Kansas and Missouri trophy is they fight over a telephone.
What? Get out of here.
Yeah. Minnesota and Michigan have a trophy, but it's not a trophy. It's actual. It's called the Little Brown Jug, and all it is a little brown jug. Wisconsin and Iowa have the Heartland Trophy, and it's just a big pig is the trophy.
This just must mean a lot.
The Illini Buck, it's a hatchet, I think, if I remember correctly. Ohio State and Illinois, that's a thing. Indiana and Purdue, they have the old oaken bucket, and it's an old oaken bucket. Penn State and Michigan State have the land grant trophy, and it's an actual land grant that Michigan used to be a part of Pennsylvania, and apparently Michigan State, Pennsylvania. Yeah, there's a story behind these things, like literally. And let me see, what's another one? Miami and Florida, who are rivals, but they haven't played each other in a few years. They play for a thing called a canoe, and it's a literal Indian canoe like type deal thing.
Will Pocahontas on it?
Sure, if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia, like Syracuse. Syracuse doesn't. They were an independent school, so they were rivals with Notre Dame and all of them. Pittsburgh.
Bryce Young is scared to run the ball?
Who?
Bryce Young.
Well, I don't think he's afraid to run. He's run it a few times tonight, and he's actually gained yards. He just didn't on that.
He had a clear lane to go ahead and run it.
So that I don't know why he didn't run on that play. That play he should have just took off because there was nobody there.
Right.
Get as many yards as he threw. That one didn't make sense. So again, and I tell everybody, all the Packer fans that think the Cardinals look like right now, the current order of the draft is the Cardinals, the Bears, the Giants, and the Patriots. Packers aren't gonna fucking get Marvin Harrison Jr. So just get that out of your head. And they aren't gonna draft a quarterback either. They're probably gonna draft an offensive lineman. That was a good throw. I will be right back.
All right. Mold is hard. Come on, dude.
My eyes itch like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Get rid of the ball, man. I don't know why he
Stop fancy footing and just get rid of it.
If nobody's there right away, just get rid of it and move on to the next play. I told her she's sitting in the chair. She's going to have to lay down here in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
false start.
Yeah, Southern Miss and Tulane is also a rivalry. But yes, a natural rival, Texas A&M, because they're right next to each other. Louisiana is right next to Texas. In fact,
I thought
LSU and Texas used to be rivals. Arkansas and Texas used to be rivals. There's a town in and I think it's in Arkansas. It's Texarkana, which is takes second and 15. Just get positive yards here. You've got to catch those.
I was right at your numbers, dude.
I know he was about to get hit, but that should have been caught. I mean, it still is. They make a big deal out of it when they do play each other, but Texas is joining the SEC. Yep. So is Oklahoma. So you're going to see that come back. Texas and LSU will play each other every year, and Texas will play Texas A&M, which used to be the biggest game on Thanksgiving Day. That was a Thanksgiving Day tradition. Texas A&M.
There you go.
Used to come on at Thanksgiving, and I would rather watch that
than the fucking Bears game.
Than the Lions, unless the Packers were playing. The Lions or the Cowboys. The Lions and the Cowboys used to be the only Thanksgiving Day game that was on. It never used to have 3 games. They used to only have 2. But Al Michaels and NBC in their infinite wisdom, hey, let's just fuck with tradition. We want to make more money. Let's have a game on fucking Thursday night where we have to listen to fucking Al Michaels and fucking Chris Collinsworth. I didn't fall asleep from the Strictafan that was in the turkey. I fell asleep from them two. Them two are terrible. I like Kirk Herbstreit, but Al Michaels is bringing Kirk Herbstreit down.
Very much so.
And he's coming back next year. Al Michaels is. I just want him to retire.
I was going to say, dude, you're old. Retire.
He had one good
That's the one with the ball head, and then
that's
the
usually
patchy
with
hairs on the
Collinsworth,
side.
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, was this fucking new movie?
No.
Fucking Transformers fucking movie? Motherfuckers.
No. It's a Marines commercial.
I know.
Shouldn't be any more of those movies.
I think if they did it right, I'd get behind it. And I think they can do it right.
Problem is they don't want to. They want to do it the way that makes them the most money.
Well, Michael Bay just needs to not make those movies anymore.
There's your problem. You're never going to back down from making a Transformers movie. Explosions? Yes, please.
I don't mind the explosions. There was explosions in Transformers the cartoon. Just follow the fucking story. Make it about the robots. Why can't you? They did a pretty good fucking job of it in the cartoon. Just saying.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job at all cartoons, especially like DC and some Marvel cartoons.
The Transformers movies, people didn't want to see them movie because of the fucking Sheila Booth. They wanted to watch it because of the Transformers. Because hence the name of the fucking movie. This is where they went wrong. They focused too much on the fucking humans. You could make the story like the story with Spike. Spike became part of the Transformers. You have to go watch it if you've never seen it. You have to find it and watch it. Transformers is a fucking awesome show, man. I fucking
I
loved
didn't like
that show. Huh?
I ain't like it growing up.
Well, you didn't because you didn't get the good one. I got the good one, man. I mean, the Transformers movie had some pretty good scenes in it, but it just became too.
Campy.
Nah, I wouldn't say campy. It just became too. That's the word I'm looking for. I can't remember. I have them somewhere around here. I have all of those. I have all of the Gen 1 shows. I have He-Man. I fucking loved He-Man.
Oh yeah, I like He-Man.
He-Man was so fucking cool. Like those are the kinds of shows that I like.
Yeah,
if they
He-Man,
would, if they would make a He-Man and follow the comic book, it'd be so much better off. I'm telling you, and you can still do the things that you like to do in fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to lay down.
Stop.
Wendy, it is almost 9:30. You have school tomorrow.
Stop it.
Wendy Bell. You have 2 minutes for that, and then it's bedtime.
I don't. This kid isn't that good, man. I don't know what the hype was with this kid. Oh my god! I thought they were gonna put this shit on fucking slap. I thought his dad was a slap champion or something.
What happened to Justin Fields?
Who?
Justin Fields.
Oh, he's hurt. He's got a broken
Oh,
finger.
okay.
He's got a broken finger. I think if he would have came back, I mean the Bears are up 16-10, but if he came back, he would. What's up, Tim?
Not much.
You all right? You want to talk about it?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Just road work on the. I didn't realize they were doing road work on the highway tonight
No.
on the way home.
You need to pay attention to signs. Just kidding. I get it. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too out of the ordinary in this game.
Yeah.
Well, they're here. We got a call, Tim. We got a call. It's pass interference. What do you think? What do you think?
I stopped thinking years ago.
Pass interference on the offense again. What do you think? Let me see.
He said
It's marginal, really.
Let me see the play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. That's a tough call.
Yeah, it's
Do you want to know
marginal at
why I
best.
say that? Do you want to know why I say that?
Why?
Because number 15 ran him right into that.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, exactly.
So I think they're punishing them for a terrible route.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's very questionable. I don't know if I would have.
Yeah.
Look at Bears fans. This is what I'm getting at with the Bears. The fans are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Why are you running the ball on third down? Quit being so fucking conservative. You're only up 6.
Yeah.
It's a lot to them.
He shanked the punt.
Yep.
When it goes bad for the Bears, it goes bad. Like I'm afraid to turn the TV up because I guarantee fucking to you that fans are they're like, nope, they're booing.
They letting them have
Look
it.
at fucking yelling at him. What the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
I can't blame the punter. I can blame the play call. Because sometimes you shank
blame
a
the
punt.
play call.
Sometimes you shank a punt. It happens.
Yeah. It
Everybody,
happens.
the
It happens to
funny,
the best of the punters.
the funny thing is with people, I like it when all you have to do is kick it 30 yards. All right, motherfucker. You go out there and see if you can kick a 30-yard field goal halfway to fucking Kansas City with fucking 11 guys trying to block and distract you.
Yeah.
I seen Pat McAfee had he said something about kicking where it's hard. It's not easy. He said kicking isn't easy. But he said that he had this one guy come on there and he goes, see, it's not that hard. I just kicked a 33-yard field goal or extra point. I responded with, now do it with 11 guys coming at you wanting to rip your head off.
Now,
do it with pressure.
with the game on the line, too.
I just like how people just have no common sense.
Assume it's so easy to do.
Yeah, it's not. What'd you say,
No,
Ray Sean?
it isn't.
No, I was just saying, try doing it with all this pressure. The kicking.
Yeah, it's what it is. I did it. It's not fucking easy.
Yo, Carolina with these fucking flags, man. Defeating yourselves. Keep going back.
Here goes another one.
First and 30?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I want to see this. I want to see this. This probably was pass interference, but I want to see this.
Why are you
It
running?
was.
You need
Number
to
11
fucking-
right here. What's he going to do? Okay. So you know what the problem with that is?
You could have gotten a holding, actually, there.
No.
But
They both was holding each other?
What's he supposed to do?
I get what you're saying, yeah.
I'm
Turn
not
back
saying
and
that
look.
it wasn't what was called. That was just really smart by the Bears defender. What he
Yeah.
should have done is he should have run a
You
little
should've-
bit,
Yeah.
a little bit to sell that he was running a route, and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't.
I
he
get
didn't-
exactly what you mean.
He didn't sell the route, so he ended up.
No, he didn't.
And if you touch a guy before or after the ball is thrown, or before the ball is thrown, and then he throws it, it's pass interference. So that's a good call.
No, if it's before the ball's thrown, it's illegal contact. If the ball's in the air, it's pass interference.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Oh, So we have to do the picks too.
Yeah.
So we're not picking this game. We're picking this game, but you don't have to pick this game.
Yeah. We had Bills and Broncos was the wheel, right?
Yes. Hold on. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
I gotta get Heather in here. I might have to do it. Okay. Just give me a second here, guys.
Bears fans are weird.
Second and 27.
You know.
They
We
throw a
really
lot
don't
of
have a
short
lot of
passes.
plays for this.
What?
I said Carolina throw a lot of short passes.
So I have shared screen. Oh. So the Broncos and the
Oh, wow.
I'll
That
wait.
was
I'll wait until
wild.
Heather gets in here first.
Yeah, that's cool.
It remained third down.
Another fucking penalty.
Yeah.
Procedural.
What did you watch the? Did you see the offsides call in the Packer game?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
How bad was it?
Well, it was an offensive offsides.
Wait a minute. I may have seen that one.
They did it twice in one game.
Yeah,
Now, do you see why I have a problem with the tush push?
I hate that. I hate that.
So the
I
reason
would-
the reason that I say that is if you look at the Eagles when they do it, they are all offsides. Based on the
Yeah, 'cause
penalties,
they're all leaning forward.
based on the penalties that I seen Sunday.
Yeah. Full laundry.
I mean, they're moving the ball. I'm gonna go with defensive pass interference this time.
Good job moving the ball.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What this is again, this is what I have a problem with the fucking Bears. 2 holding penalties.
From the same play.
I don't see it. Where is the holding?
I couldn't see it either. They didn't show a good look of it.
No, they did. They showed it, but they didn't show it. I couldn't see it. So it doesn't exist to me.
I know. That's something that I think that's like, show me the actual penalty.
But it
I
wasn't.
can understand
It
if
wasn't.
it's a 2-minute drive and there's a penalty there.
The problem I have with it isn't that it. That was a phantom call in my book. That was not a penalty. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
He was going to die of a slow, painful death there in a minute. He had 4 guys bearing down on him.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but what do you do here? Yep, they're going to kick field goal.
I would have ran the ball.
They're going to kick field goal. I wouldn't have run the ball here. That was the right play call.
Yeah. 11 minutes left. I don't have to show the ability to move the ball consistently.
I would have ran it because Chicago couldn't stop possession of the ball.
So you're
Since they
conceding,
started.
but you're conceding to a field goal if you run the ball. They weren't going anywhere on that play if they ran it.
Yeah. If they ran it, they weren't going to get
the points.
You're looking for at least 6 yards off the run.
They're behind by 6. They needed to
Yeah.
get points. They couldn't have run it. They've got to throw it. They're able to run it, but not on third down. Third down is passing down this late in the game.
I would have passed it too because it seems like Chicago is not stopping the pass game either. They doing short pass to the right.
So
Then
Carolina,
the third time they pass the ball is they throwing a short to the middle.
well,
And
Carolina,
Chicago is not picking that up. Chicago.
Carolina stops themselves. It's nothing Chicago is doing.
Yeah.
That last play was good defense. If he would have caught that, they would have gone for it. They would have
gone with Jake's favorite play, the tush push.
No, they don't do the tush push.
Oh, I hate that play.
I know.
I hate that play.
suppose,
Problem is, if you put the rule back in where you cannot put or offer assistance to another offensive player, the referee has to call it.
but they don't anymore. It's not a rule anymore.
No, I'm saying if they were to put the rule back in.
Well, if they're gonna leave that rule, they need to put the rule like the leaping over a player rule.
Oh, I wish
They need to get rid
that
of
was
it.
so exciting watching a guy jump over a lineman to block field goal.
Yeah, but it
Thank you, Jim Harbaugh, for ruining
you can
a
do
fun
that.
part of football.
My point is, Tim, you can do that, but you can't touch another player.
No, you can't do that anymore. They took that rule out.
No, you can still do it. You just can't touch another player.
I know.
Yeah, but that's
But
it's the rule is you can still do it. You just can't touch another player.
yeah.
I think the touching of another player has actually always been a thing. But they have to give. This is the problem with football. They're giving too much to the offense and not enough to the defense.
Yeah. It's
No, they're giving
all
too much.
because-
Yeah, they're giving everything to the offense, but nothing to the defense. If you're going to take one thing away for the offense, you need to take one thing away for the defense.
Yep.
Like football. In college football, if it's over 15 yards, it's not a spot foul. It's 15-yard penalty.
I know. Yeah.
No, but if it's anything under 15 yards, it is a spot penalty.
It's a spot. Spot, yeah.
On defensive pass interference, it's 15 yards, I think.
Yeah, it's 15 yards or if it's less than 15.
For
it's a spot.
offensive pass interference, it's 10.
Yes.
There's no such thing as illegal contact in
Yep.
college football.
One of the few rules I would like them to change in college football is go from 1 foot in to 2 feet in, though.
Well, so our wheel pick actually should have been Carolina. I think that's what I said, but I spun the wheel. So I'm actually going to put the Bills in the... Are they still all on there? Let me...
Yeah, Bills are still on there.
But, hold on a second. Give me a second. Let me look at the chat, because I know I put it in there. Because I did spin the wheel yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a first down.
Yeah, they gave it to me. I think I'm ahead of you.
Oh, you ahead of me?
How? I have no idea. Don't ask. It's a forward progress ball.
I thought I put it in here.
You did too.
Ah, you had a man wide open on the left.
Did you put it in the picker chat? Or?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Broncos at Bills. Bills are favored 7.5.
Broncos, so it is still in there?
Yeah, it's still in the chat.
Okay. All right. So the wheel is out of. We're gonna. Did you want to do it as a random? We'll do it as a random.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could give us all the upset and give one and a half. And the lock.
I think we did the upset in the beginning. Yep. Last week in the beginning.
So actually, I'm going to put it under the lock game because everybody's getting a point anyway. It doesn't matter. We're just watching. We're just watching the game for Bobbitt.
Yeah.
All right. So the lock is you automatically get a point. So I'm not even going to put it in there. I'm just going to put Panthers, no matter if they win or lose. I'm going to spin the wheel.
All right.
Oh,
Why is it not working?
that was a nice defense play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it again. Just give me a second, okay?
No, take your time.
Yep.
Can you guys see it again? Wait, you
No,
can't.
you gotta reshare.
I'm working on it. You good?
Yeah, we can see it.
Good.
Okay. Let me just get it so. All right. Here we go.
Giants
Got an
at-
easy game. Giants at
Oh
the
my
Cowboys. It's a 16 and a half point spread. Who do you
Dude,
got?
I have never seen a point spread that
I have.
massive
I remember the
Giants
Packers.
this
outside of
one.
college football.
I think the Patriots were given that once, like a 17 point spread. The Broncos, and when I was talking history, the Broncos at the Packers, the spread there was 17 to start.
Yeah, but you don't see these kinds of spreads.
No. Who do you got there?
I got Giants losing.
We were about to
I'm going to
Yeah.
go with Rayshawn on that one. I will be shocked if they're even close after the first quarter.
It's gonna be Cowboys all the way.
This is a practice
Yeah.
game for Cowboys.
They're going to be so I'm going to put it to you like this. The Cowboys are going to be working on some things.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Cowboys, Tim? Or
yes, I do.
all right.
Oh.
Oh my God, it froze again, didn't it?
There you go.
All right. All right, so who do you all have for your upset?
Upset.
First come, first serve.
I don't know. Upset. I mean, just because Heather said something earlier, I'm gonna go Browns going over the Ravens. Yeah, I see it. Listen, I didn't know they struggle against the Browns, so
They do every time, and I don't know why.
Ravens obviously the better squad. It's just I don't know.
I think the Ravens are the best team in football.
Okay,
I'll explain myself later. What are you thinking about there?
I'm gonna go.
None of them seem even likely. That's the problem.
Yeah, they all suck. All these games, the spreads are so out there.
so we have the greatest team on earth on a bye week.
You notice how nobody's saying
I'm
anything?
not
to
thinking
him?
by that one with an answer either. So, yeah, I'll go Washington over
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
the Seahawks. Yeah. 6 is a weird number. Decent number, I think.
Who's the underdog against Titans and Buccaneers? They both.
The Buccaneers are favored by 1.
They're doing that bad this year.
Yeah.
I mean, Colts and Patriots. Patriots could be the underdog against the Colts.
The
losing.
Pats are the underdogs in that game.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be an upset.
What do you got? I'll wait on you. I already have mine.
I have a feeling I'm going to steal it from you right now.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
The
I don't care.
Steelers.
You're going to take the Steelers over the Packers?
Yeah.
The Steelers are favored.
Okay. So I'll take the Packers.
No, I'm not taking that game. I am taking...
He said he's a Packers at all.
No.
He don't have that.
Are you done?
Never.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking...
Just talk.
I am going to take...
Shit.
the Vikings over the Saints. No, I'm not going to do that.
I was going to say you picking the Vikings.
I'm actually going to take the Patriots over the Colts. I think I'm take the Patriots. Man.
That game is in Germany, mind you.
Yeah, that's the Germany game.
Okay, well, good for fucking it.
It's an early morning game. Very early in the morning.
So, okay, your randos.
Okay, random. Okay, I gotta do that. Lately, I have been doing terrible.
Nobody can take the Packers, Browns, Commanders, or Patriots, nor the Cowboys.
I'm going to pick Falcons going over the Cardinals.
The Falcons going over the Cardinals. Okay.
I'm gonna go Bills over the Broncos.
Bills over the Broncos.
Yeah, these games this week kind of wonky.
Yeah.
Not wonky. It looks like there's going to be some close games.
Yeah.
What, 0-3?
No, it won't be like that. Well, if you subtract, then, you know. Who are you taking?
Fuck it, I'll pick the Ravens.
You're going to take the Ravens?
Yeah.
I'm going to take a random and I'm going to make it my lock for the day. I am going to take... Who'd you take, Rayshawn? The Commanders?
No, I did Falcons and
I
Cardinals.
did. I took Washington as the underdog.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You took the Browns and the Ravens. I am going to take as my lock. I'm going to take God, I cannot sleep on the Texans. I want to take the Texans over the Bengals. If you have not watched CJ Stroud, he is legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been playing some decent ball. I'll give him that.
Oh, he's really good. Like, he threw for 400 and some odd fucking yards last week, and threw a touchdown with seconds to go. This kid is. He should have been the number one pick. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the Texans over the Bengals. Is my random pick. Now keep in mind, it doesn't have to be it can be an upset, but that is like an upset, a lock, and a random, all wrapped into one. Right?
It's true.
Fair enough.
So there's our picks for the week. Everybody took the Cowboys. I've taken the Texans and the Patriots. Tim took the Bills and the Commanders. Ray took the Falcons and the Browns, and Heather took the Ravens and the Packers. So there's the picks for the week. And like I said, I've talking to Heather, and Rayshawn was just in here. Realigning the league the way I think or we think it should go would be a good show to just do on a night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be on a random football night. On our Wednesday show, it could be another little, and the show wouldn't even be that long. It'd be like 45 minutes to an hour, and we can do it in podcast format. You know, I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be.
We could do some what ifs. What if you could only have one team per town? Where would you have
Maybe
these?
per state?
No, one team per city. So you wouldn't have two New York teams. I don't mind Buffalo being a team because it's Toronto. It's right. Toronto's like not that far away.
Yeah, Toronto's just over the border there.
I think those shows would be fun. Do it for baseball. You can do it for hockey. We can do it for basketball. We can do college basketball history, college football history. Like I said, there's various things we can do. And I think we could find random pictures and just, we just have to transition, I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to spit the wonder seed?
What?
Oh no, my girl's playing Mario Wonder.
Oh.
You should have caught that, man.
I love that play in Madden. What they just did with number 6, that play right there, you can't stop it unless you run it like 30 times. The cool thing about Madden is the computer will actually figure out you can't keep running the same play over and over and over and over again.
Oh, it learns your habits.
Which I got to get back into that. The season I had got corrupted. I had to start over.
Oh.
Kind of sucks. It sucks when it gets corrupted. Did you give her some NyQuil? Is she laying down?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
I think she's figuring out that.
I had a feeling it was going to wait for the last second.
It's 3rd and 10. It's a pretty good game, man. It's.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if it's because it's two bad teams or if it is. Whatever.
There you go.
So what I've seen of Bryce Young, I don't know if it's the team or that he's playing, but this is like the worst defense in the league. I mean, they gave up like 400 yards to the Packers, who can't even get 200 yards a game. So
yeah,
I would honestly say that the Bears have a better offense than Green Bay does. But What?
Come on.
What? What
You're
I
about
s-
to see it.
Sean and I are a bit ahead of you on the game. I don't know why.
Our internet's been weird the last couple of days.
It
Yeah.
hasn't been as bad as it was. So.
Could have been
He's
sick.
so
I
upset
mean,
with himself.
that's why he's a defensive player.
Yeah, true enough.
That's.
Oh, no good.
So. The hell?
The drive. Chicago is just going to run the clock now.
There you go.
I'm gonna miss it. Good. It's a damn.
He didn't land right on his plant foot.
No, it's not that he didn't land right on his plant foot. He caught too much grass on the kick.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
That happened earlier. That's why I was making fun of the kicker because they ended up the Bears ended up getting a 5-yard penalty and they still kicked field goal and he barely made it. So the kickers are having issues with the ground. Like they're just barely.
Yeah.
It's a decent game, man. I
Down,
mean, Panthers
I
have got
think
some,
one first down. That's it.
both teams have work to do, man. The Bears.
Oh, yeah.
The Bears are the Bears. The Panthers, they're young. They're not as young as Green Bay, but
Did you know Green Bay's the youngest team in the league?
oh my God, I said that 3 times last week.
That's why he's saying it again.
Well, don't do that to me. Call timeout. Still going to have about 40 seconds to go when they get the ball back.
Uh-huh.
Wendy's wide
He looked
awake.
disappointed. Horrible investment.
This guy's like the owner of the team.
Yeah, the Panthers. He looked disappointed.
He's disappointed, which he should be. He's trying to figure out how does he get this team back to being competitive again. Because the Panthers for years were pretty good.
Yeah, they were good for like a 4 or 5 year stretch.
That's game.
Yep.
If I'm a Bears fan, I'm not cheering that I beat
The Panthers.
the Panthers by 3.
That you barely beat a 1-7.
I mean, they're
team that won
they're
the game.
professionals. There's nothing wrong with celebrating a win. I just think that I wouldn't get excited Bears fans. Got to run one more play.
More laundry.
Oh my God. Well, now they got to run. No, they only need to run one more play.
No,
They
the
already
clock
got the
will
down.
wind.
No. You guys are not listening to me. I'm fucking telling you. But flags kill a drive, right? So he takes a knee here. They still have to snap it again. They should have only had to snap it one more time, but they got a penalty.
How do you have? Oh my god!
I don't know what the fuck
How do you have a full start there?
Because they got excited. They don't win much in Chicago, man.
Who knows? Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be mean here.
It is Chicago, though.
I can tell. I know why.
The hell just happened?
It's a false start.
Oh no, he stepped back, so he only had to take the knee once. He snapped the ball, stepped back, burned a couple seconds, then took the knee.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's so that they don't have to snap it again.
Yeah.
That's the only way he could have done it. He's lucky he got down because that number 52
was coming.
was coming.
He was coming.
And if he would have hit him, he was going to lose the ball.
Yeah.
Because your natural reaction is to do this. If you're just taking a knee, not expecting somebody, you're going to end up doing this and you're going to drop the ball.
Yeah, you got to put your hand up to defend yourself, so to speak.
Well, it's a natural reaction.
Yes, I agree.
So, wow. Okay, a little tidbit there. Chicago Bears, the first time since they beat the 1998 Ravens, which they weren't very good that year.
Mm-mm.
I think they went 4-12 that year. Lost to Green Bay like 33-13 or something like that. Can't remember. Just rubbing it in a little bit, but forgot what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they didn't allow a defensive touchdown, had no sacks, and didn't have any turnovers. It's the first time since 1998 that's happened to the Bears.
God damn.
That's a long time for that stat
Mm-hmm.
to be a thing. And even Green Bay's done it since then. In fact, they're on year one of that. Did it last week. Or did they turn the ball over? No, they didn't. They, by God, did not turn the ball over. Did not allow defensive touchdown. Did not turn the ball over, and I don't think they took a sack either. You might have. But that doesn't happen very often in Green Bay.
No, that doesn't.
No, it does. It happens more than you think. It's just... Because you can... I mean, they gave up a special teams touchdown. They didn't give up a defensive touchdown. And they didn't score a defensive touchdown. Now that's a stat for when Devin Hester was in Chicago. They scored most of their the year they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Colts. Most of their offense was their defense. Go ahead, Tim.
No, it was 06. That was the year.
Yeah.
2006.
I know. I don't care about the year. I'm just talking about the team. I know what year it was. I would argue that the best defense to ever play in the Super Bowl was that Ravens defense from 2000. That was a fucking defense.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, just fucking guys at every fucking level. Terrell Suggs, who was the other outside linebacker. Fucking, you couldn't stop that team. You were lucky if you got 150 yards of total offense on that team. That's how good they were.
Yep.
Who did they have for their cornerbacks? They had Rod Woodson, and they were just. Well, Trent, yeah. You know what drives me nuts? He was a game manager. He was like the 5th pick in the draft, and I didn't think he was a top guy. He just was really smart and understands the game. He was just on a terrible fucking team, but he was a game manager. He wasn't a.
Yep.
He wasn't like what you're seeing today. He wasn't an Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He was a
He
consistent.
wasn't a stat for.
He was a consistent quarterback. He knew the game, and he had a defense. Once he got a defense, that team was fucking unstoppable, man.
Yep.
Did they ended up scoring 2 defensive touchdowns in that game? Didn't they won it like 37 to
Like that.
16 or something like that?
I can't remember.
Like
Yeah.
they just annihilated the Giants that year.
Yeah, that wasn't even a game.
Let me see what it was. So 2000 was the Rams and the Titans. So it was 2001. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was the 2000 season. Super Bowl would have been 2001.
Yep. I want to say it was 34-7.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna give you some statistics. I'll give you some statistics. What's Super Bowl 35? All right. So the final score was 34-7. I'm pulling up the stats now. Come on. There we go. There we go. Baltimore. This is on offense now. Baltimore had 13 first downs, had 33 rushes for 111 yards, 1 touchdown. They were sacked 3 times. Trent Dilfer was for 20 yards. Trent Dilfer, and they had 133 net pass yards. Trent Dilfer, let me grab my. This is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, everybody.
Back when he could play defense.
12 completions for 20 out of 20. He was 12 out of 25 for 153 yards. 1 touchdown. He was sacked 3 times for 20 yards. And his longest pass that night was 44 yards. Now, during this time, the Giants were one of the best teams in the NFC. Mm-hmm. They had Kerry Collins was their quarterback. Just let me get to there. The New York Giants had 11 first downs, 16 carries for 66 yards. They were sacked 4 times. Kerry Collins was for 26 yards. Net passing yards was 86. Their net total yards was 152. They held the ball 25 minutes and 54 seconds. Kerry Collins was 15 for 39 for 112 yards in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here is let me see if I can pull up the scoring. Play by play. I'm not gonna. That's gonna take too long. I'll do player stats here. Defensive stats. And I think this is the Ravens. Yes. So the Ravens had 1 touchdown on defense. An interception return for 49 yards. Jamie Sharper, he's the other inside linebacker. I mean, who's running against that, right? Had 1 interception. Chris McAllister, great cornerback, had 1 interception. Kim Herring, I think he was a safety, had 1 interception. There's the Giants had 3 fumbles, and only. Well, they had three fumble recoveries. So they had like 6 turnovers in this game. 7.
Ooh.
7 turnovers in this game. And James Trapp and Michael McCrary, who were defensive ends and defensive tackles, the 3-4 defense, they forced 2 fumbles apiece. Yeah, so there's that. I personally, that would be my defense that I would put up against anybody's defense. I would put them up against the St. Louis Rams of the year before in the Super Bowl. You tell me who's winning that game.
The
Tim,
refs.
Tim's leave.
He dropped off.
You know, he's still. Oh.
Yeah, we are. I'm just you get me talking history, man, and I can go for hours. So with that said, I think we're gonna call it a night.
Should have made some money doing that.
I love talking it. I love the history of football. I love the history of sports, really. But that said, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a great night. Might be doing something over on the Horny Goat here in a little bit. I'm not sure. I mean, if we don't, we don't. It's okay. But y'all have a great night, and we'll see you next week. We'll be back on our regular time. We'll be back on Wednesday. So, what? What I said?
No, you saw Marty Jannetty's foot.
Marty Jannetty's foot.
Yeah, I don't know why I started laughing so hard. I'm going to hell. I'm about to put it in the chat.
You better put it in there quick because I'm getting ready to stop show.
No.